what you code. Fields of green on a glowing screen. No dirt, no sweat, just the farming scene. He sows his seeds where the mouses glide. The sun sets soft on the pixel sky. He's got no mud on his boots, but he's got virtual roots. Farmer Taz, the virtual king, harvest dreams with a digital swing. Clicking and tapping, watching it grow. Farmer Taz.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Another weekend, more work to do. Hope everybody had a good week. Hopefully the audio's not too loud. Everything's coming through all right. Hopefully that new intro song, just playing around with a couple things. Hopefully that came through all right. Seemed to have a delay in the beginning. All right, let's get this fired up. So we've got a couple cornfields. We'll jump up here. We've got 12 to do. We're going to swing over to 23 after. And we're going to cut through right over to our field 27 and 29 to work. And we should be in good shape after that, I would hope. But we'll see. There should be a fair amount of corn. I'm wondering how much we'll be able to get into our bins. We'll need that third bin or not. It'd be nice if our yield was high enough. As far as contracts, we have not taken on any contracts since we helped out with some of the beans. These fields should go pretty quick, the small ones. I mean, I did bring over all the equipment, try to make it easier when we move and shift, but let's see what we get out of this. Is he gonna be able to dump some of it in when it goes by? Just missing it. Just missing it. Yeah, that's a big turn there. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a lot of corn. Randy, welcome. Hope you had a good week. Thank you. Yeah, I just whipped it up before. I was playing around with some of the AIs. Looks like right now I'm not getting all the messages, so I do apologize. I'm trying to use a multi-chat tool here. I'm glad some people liked it. Probably have to tune and play around after and listen to the live stream after and see how loud it came across. And I did a annoying little clip that OBS has been doing. There we go. Now we can see all the stuff. That's what we wanted. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. Again, we're going to keep running the multi until I get in trouble. But I'm not a partner with either, so I think we'll be fine. We're going pretty quick, so I'm liking the yield we're getting off the edge of this field. Definitely a good little yield here. I like to see that. We're gonna have to switch over. fire this one up. We got the sim dashboard fully set up and running again. We've been playing around with some settings on that to try to fine tune some tools for us. So all should be well, and he's probably not going to make this corner with my luck. He'll probably stop right at the last row and back up. Or maybe we'll get lucky. Lucky we are. Will he clean up his initial? Yes, he is. That's some good work right there. Love to see that. All right. Let's see if we get up here alongside. Graham, what's going on? Welcome in. What maps are you and Randy playing right now? Interesting seeing. I've seen a lot of different maps being played. A lot of people seem to be going through all the mod hub ones even. So usually you see one or two focused, you know, in the first year. I'm noticing a lot of different screenshots coming in from people, different maps. Pretty cool to see the variety of play now. Probably could have kept him running, yes, but so the other thing we gotta look at, you know, we still got 509,000. We want to buy some land, but we need some tillage. That's a thing that's gotta happen. And also, I saw this earlier. The next at 40% off almost, still 400K. That's just wild. I've used that when that first came out, tried it, but until I see like Nebraska lands or I mean, really a 16x map. Like, what was it, Wild West, Yukon Valley? Maybe those are the ones you could probably use it on. I don't know. Just doesn't really fit a lot of the, definitely does not fit the small single fields. I mean, you got to make the map into 4 fields for it to really operate well, I think. And I know they've updated some things since, but yeah. Rolling through this field, which is nice. Hopefully, in the end of this all, we'll see a nice little piece of tillage pop up, because we could use it. Judith Plains. That's good. On Hubbard. So you're still on FS22 then. Hubbard was a really good map. I really enjoyed that, and I hope Texar brings that over. But, yeah. I'm trying to think. Judith, definitely. Judith is one I should play offline a lot. I mean, I was doing the series with it as well, but I actually have an offline save, and I'm just building up kind of contracting equipment. Really love that one for FS25. Really do hope Hubbard Farms comes to FS25, because I think the potential is there, especially if, you know, Thunder is able to work some things out with a precision farm configurator and no props. I think that would be huge. See, that is, and I know we'll get there. That is one of the things I still kind of like. It always happens towards the end of the Farming Simulator series. Is you start getting all those CCMs, you know, the bean meal, wet cake, all that starts coming into play, and the food is better. And I know they're working on a newer version of Maze Plus, and I think there's a Terra Life too. They'll be bringing one of it. Not sure if there's a Terraform. So hopefully that's all stuff that we might see sooner than later this time. And I know the mods itself is the meshes and everything take a little bit longer, but it seems like a lot of this stuff is carrying over quicker. So I'm kind of hoping description. It seems Giants is really helping me out too. Emily, welcome in. There's no eggplants in Farming Simulator 25 to my knowledge. We have onions and fish coming though. Out here. And this is, to me, this is one of the biggest features in FS25 is how easy the crop destruction is now. In the ground deformation. And that right there was something that I felt took a little too long in FS22 and FS19 to come out. Still need to play around and get some of those antler textures into some of our maps. I think I'm going to throw them into the Oran map. Maybe try to play around it. I mean, no, Creek might already, probably doesn't have those in yet. Yeah, they're still working on them, so they might not be in here, but could get them added in. Makes the plowing look like plowing texture, and it's not just that shiny, clean, turned over mud. So you get another load out of this. $64 October. Sorry, I'm just getting a drink of the jalapeno honey bird dog. G Ramrod, all sorts of fish, I guess. I have not really looked into that DLC too much, other than seeing a few people test it out and show that they're using a fishing pole. But it'll be a Highlands map, which a lot of people predicted was coming. We already have the fish market in Mod Hub, I think, already now. Which I always find interesting that Giants will say no to certain things, and then you'll see other mods like it come out. this field is working pretty quick. I mean, we've only been half hour in game time, maybe less than that, 15 minutes. So it's looking pretty good. I'm curious how far Giant Software is going to take the whole new fruit aspect and harvest, what they'll kind of bring into it. Scorpion, what's going on? Played a nice little intro song for you. A little upbeat rock. I know it's not that techno EDM mix, dance floor, the one that makes your whole house shake. Well, I thought we were going to get a great yield off this, but now I'm realizing we might only fill the front of this trailer. Here we go. So this is something I noticed. So, yeah, the dancing. And I'm hoping Courseplay puts an update out on this. Looks like he's gonna figure it out, but they sometimes go into what I call the backwards death spin, and it's been happening since the new patch quite a bit. So something Giants probably try to fix with AI workers is now rolled over to Courseplay, and I haven't really seen an auto drive yet. This is what I like about Wright County. Just the little trenches in the fields, the washouts. Then I did see MRG is working on kind of like a dynamic mud puddle effect through the barnyard, which is pretty sweet. I think it looked like something similar we saw towards NFS19. Somebody tried to do it with the real mud mod, and it just would not work. Hopefully MRG and the team figure that out and add that to some maps. That'd be pretty cool. Still need to go check out New Glarus. Personally, I've been waiting for Portland. Alright. Look at this. Up over here, because we're going to have to head down the road now. Get this header loaded up, head down the road, and start on the next cornfield. The goal is to knock them all out tonight. I plan on at least a 2-hour live stream. Very nice. Forest River is quite a map. Big shout out to Smebby on that. I know that was one that he's really been putting some time into and just perfecting the little details. I thought I just missed it. I might have still missed it. Licking Creek will be good. That's a large scale 4X map. I mean, honestly, I think we talked about it last week a little bit, Randy. It might have been Grumpy Farmer too. Medicine Creek. Now, I know they are working on it again. That is one I am kind of waiting on. That'll be one that I probably won't do any series, but I will definitely probably create pretty deep run offline with that one, or with a community growing, that might be something we bring back for online multiplayer play. That was one I definitely enjoyed. I want to see. I guess I could probably get in here actually. Swing it around. Get propped up here. Get to work in this field. And I will. Oh, I thought it was going to be too far off. I will go back and unload our grain cart. Because like I said, eventually we want to purchase these fields in between. Drive over here. Just get this opened up a little bit. Maybe I've been missing out a little bit too. With the course play set up. We got 2 headlands. That's correct. Alright. Start on first waypoint and switch over. I wonder if we should go unload this truck. We're gonna take the roadside. Try to front load this. I forgot all about that. Oh, we're not coming back with that. I forget that it for some reason cuts off right short there. Try to even this out so the load's not sitting on the side. Top off this side. Yes, it is. Now, the question is, do we try to run through the backfields with the truck? Fold this up. Jump in the cab here. Any course play on this one? Some of these menus I gotta open. So one thing I'm noticing about the Mercedes-Benz DLC coming out, I'm liking the cameras on the vehicles. I'm hoping Giants shares how they did it, because I think it could be quite worth it. Be nice to add into, especially the Versatiles. Maybe they update some of their DLC packages already with that equipment. That'd be nice. Be very kind to them. Alright. So he's already on the other side. We're gonna sit here. And, you know what? Let's go do a test run. Get this tarp covered. Get everything set. And we head down the old back roads up to the farmyard. I got something that's slapping around in the truck. This is actually a terrible spot to pull out of. Like that right there. Didn't see that car coming. And there's another one. Getting honked at, but we got around them. Call me Trucker Mike with these skills. I knew you would do that, Scorpion. I knew if anybody was really excited for the boat, it was just for that. They are, Randy, and that's what I was thinking about. Them That right there, I think, was an addition that really adds to the simulator side and not so much the arcade play. So I thought that was actually really quite nice to see them add that. Figure out how to swing in here. This could be interesting. You got a deer in the yard. Hit that. So what I'm gonna try to actually do here, I think, get that open. I'm gonna try to swivel just in line with it right there. And before we do that, we gotta hop over here. And go unload our harvester. Yeah, I think backup cameras, that right there is a next level addition. Personally, me, Scorpion, speaking of the fishing thing, I'd like to see hunting. But I think too many people take it too far, probably. I think there's going to be a lot of actually funny roleplay that'll come from the fishing DLC. Then we're getting a different, are we getting a different kind of sheep? No, we're getting, different cattle. I think they forget the sheep, right? I think that was one thing everybody brought up when they did a walkthrough of the DLC the other day. So you have the Highlanders, but could have just looked the other way. Alright. Let's see if we can swing this over. Well, that worked. I should have did the back first. That is correct. I guess you are right. They would not even put the butchering aspect in yet. They keep avoiding it. So we only had 24,000 liters of soybeans, which sounds about right. Corn, we're getting up there. We gotta turn down, I feel like the multiplier, there we go. Turn that off, that's the problem. That keeps defaulting on and I have not figured out why. Pull up here. And dump out the remaining corn. See if we can swing. You know what? We're gonna swing that back over. Just so it's out of the way. But that works. So we'll just run the backup line right up against it and be alright. Alright, let's hop back in the cab here. I don't know what that thudding sound is. I got something bouncing around. I mean, they do have the E for everyone, but here's another oh boy. Yeah, there's a crash counter. Should have just waited for him. Back to the E for everyone though. But I mean, technically, they have that new Farming Sid kids game, right? So just make that your E for everyone and bump this one up one level, whatever that next level is. My perspective in the cab is off. Oh, we're at 60. It just felt like it was off there for a second. Definitely feel a little bit of slide in this truck. I wonder who has all that beans. Yeah, quite a bit over here. I'll have to check, see who owns all that. Could have probably just went Dukes of Hazzard if I kept the throttle down. See, that field's clean over there already. Now the question is, how do we want to proceed? Let's drive in. Let's try not to get stuck. It is pretty dry. And I think right here is the sweet spot. We got it? We got it. Now we're just waiting. And alert us. Yeah. I mean, we already have, I mean, yeah, technically, you know, Giants to add the Yin and Yang and Jack Daniels. That was DJ modding. See how long it takes this little field to go. See, since we took care of those fields for our neighbors, they really didn't touch them. Actually, I kind of want to see. Alright, so it's field 15. Who owns that? That's what I want to know. Who owns field 15? Doesn't tell you. Who owns 13? Doesn't tell you. Now, here's what I would do. Come in here, 15. Ben owns it. There's Ben. 13's not even on there. So Ben owns that. I wouldn't be surprised if he owns more because he's got field 14 too. Let's just cultivate. So swing this around. Finally get another unload here. Should be nice. Still don't think we'll fill the truck on this field, but should be able to drive right across is my goal. Probably have to keep the truck on the road. But I bet you could cut around. There's a crossing on the ditch if I remember correctly, right? Get one more fill out of that. Yeah, we're still not going to be able to top that truck off. Any drinks tonight, Scorpion? Or just good snacks? That's what I'm waiting to find out. Any good snacks? Anybody having any good snacks tonight? Randy? Graham? Ramrod? I know somebody out there is eating snacks. Has to be. Or they're just having a beverage like me. The honey jalapeno whiskey. Really hope tillage equipment does pop up though. I'm gonna keep coming back, hoping, praying. 9,000 series. I don't even know what we should get for drinking water. Meatball subs for ooh, meatball subs. I haven't had one of those in a while. Chocolate cake. Eating good. What kind of chocolate cake though? That's the big thing for me. What kind of chocolate cake we going here? There's different options out there. You know, like follow on Instagram account The Golden Spoon. They haven't posted in a while, but man, did they have some good looking cakes. Carrot cake. Get some pumpkin cupcakes with cinnamon cream cheese frosting. Get another Reese cake. Now I'm getting hungry. Chocolate raspberry and Tremont. If I pronounced that wrong, sorry. I'm no food master. With vanilla custard and cookie base. A lot of options out there. A lot of options. Go for some quiche. Hey Ace, welcome. Farming Outlaw, welcome. We are on Ray County tonight, so this is just a relax, sit back kind of map. I already do Oran on a series, you and Judith Plain on another series, so I figured I'd do Ray County. See, I knew there was more to that chocolate cake. I know you. Every time you say your wife made something, you always make it sound simple at first, and then there's always hidden good details in it. That actually sounds really good. It's been a while since I've had anything really s'mores. Very nice, Outlaw. Yeah, that's a great map. I played on that a lot in the initial testing phases. Did some serious sugar beet harvesting on it. Tries to use the, what are they, the Amity series sugar beet harvesters. I see what you did there. Reeled me right in. Alright. Well, that's a good sign for yield to see them needing to be unloaded again. Make sure we're not taking out anything here. Carroll, Iowa. That I will say right now, I know it's still technically early in the FS25 turnover for that, and I know he's had to change a few things, but I will say that right now has a Medicine Creek feel to it, but better. and there's not a lot of details in the map yet in the testing stages. I'm sorry to hear the budget's been tight, Ramrod. Fighting some gears right now. I'm not spinning. 400 just doesn't want to take off. What's going on there? It's fighting. Any good maps on console, Ace? Am I betting you've already played Alma? Alma, Missouri is instant classic. There is, I can pronounce his name wrong, Celebuki is adding another update to it, but Iowa Plains is coming out. They created as well, which is another good map. What other was good? Are you looking for like small fields, medium size, large fields? Are you thinking more like you looking for something like Riverbends? You looking for something European? I play a lot of the American stuff. I don't think you're kidding, Scorpion. I don't think you're kidding. Trying to think, what other maps? Anybody else thinking here? What maps they've seen that have popped up on Mod Hub that have been pretty well rated? I mean, the European one, anything by Oxygen David is good to go. I'm trying to think of the other ones that just came out from Europe that are pretty big. Animals. Alma is good for animals. Especially with the new dynamic pastures, you can really, with a lot of the landscape in Alma, you could really make some large farm operations. Whether it be beef, pigs, dairy, even chickens, that is a great console map to use. There's a Canadian map, Nassendal, but it has the silent G on the beginning of it. Maybe it's Gathendal, and then the end silent, I'm not sure. But it's Canadian map, that's pretty good. I'm trying to think, there's another one. There's the Court Farms. There's one of Oxygen David's, right? That one's good. I just can't think of the other one. There is one more. I know there is one more that is somewhat big. We might have to actually go look. Courtright, there you go. Lane, coming in at the right time. Courtright is the other one. I think it's a lot of medium, small. Give you some options. Alright, we're not unloading this guy. You're missing way too much on this one. Let's shut this right down. Because we are going to clean this up over here. Yes, Courtright was the other one I've seen a lot of people post. I thought there was one more British one. No problem, Ramrod. No problem. Usually it's barbecue talk in here. But then Scorpion usually brings in some of the desserts. Alright, That's better. I don't know why. Oh, the train. We are definitely cutting across. So we'll go grab that. Should be able to drive right across. The question is, do I leave the header on the front? Do we get bold? So where we have to go. Oh yeah, I mean, we can start right down here, I think. It keeps telling me there's a little roadway there, and I don't believe there is. But that's where we're going to go, because we're going to work right up to the house after. And then, oh yeah, we do have a little field 45 all the way down there. So I'm actually going to do some ditch hopping, I think. And I can bring up the whole cart up to the house. No, you know who are not, Scorpion. Trey used to, I felt like Trey was just starving. We kept talking about food, he was just drooling. You know, he had some good smoked brisket he posted in the Discord a few times. Oh yeah, so this works out nicely. This works out nicely. This over, we got our course place, nice track. Interesting little field break up here. I think that'll work out nicely. So I think what we need to do is go top the truck off. I don't have a hitch on the back of this TV. That's a bummer. I'll just have to bring it up. I could probably just drive that right up to the farm here. Because everything has to be around the farmhouse. This off over here, and we'll come back, and we'll have the car, the header. Trying not to destroy our neighbor's leads too much. Time to purchase these. That's my intention. This here. Probably should be staying to the other sides of this. There's a beat boost right there. Whoa! There's empty tires. Actually had a Nashville hot chicken sandwich the other day. It was supposed to be shredded. It wasn't shredded. It was the breast. But it's not breaded, which was interesting. But they soaked it in Nashville hot. And it was quite delicious. Unfortunately, they don't really give me anything else with it. So I got a cookie. Probably 2 days old, and now I get plain chips to go with it. We're just going to take this right up to the farm here. We won't need to drive to the bottom of the map. push this out, man, so we can take down a bit more on the side. Yes, we just lost it. Just gonna do this. I've never tried on this map actually is, can I get up this ramp? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Does it give me the option? It does not. Look at that. Boom. Dropping a big butt from up here. Boom. Boom. Now you want to be the other way? Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. Boom. Or you got a bow. Here you come. Doof. So. Hop down now. One day somebody will figure it out and bring it to the game. Someone to find out the world hunts like right there in the little food plot. And you will keep the deer taken care of. So he did not make it around that night. Turkey is good. That's what I used to love to actually hunt, was wild turkey. That meant some of the turkey breasts were so good. Mix it in, that's it. Put with some cream cheese, jalapeno, brown red pepper salt. Pretty tasty. I can't remember the name, to be honest with you. Just struggling with all things. I was actually thinking that somebody's like one that actually, to me, sounds more realistic. Is seeing how it's brought in. I was gonna try something. I just don't know if we can pull it off. Across the lawn. I think we're gonna try something. Probably should not. Gonna have to roll the lawn, that's for sure. I'm actually using like the weirdest little spot too. Throw the tarp on. I'm gonna try it. Cause the train's going. If we get stuck, this is on you guys. Well, apologies. Let me turn the game audio down a little bit. I tried to risk kind of loud. I was referring to wild hogs being brought in. But we haven't really seen a good Texas map in a while. What was the last one we saw? It was PC only. He had the same name as the Big Lebowski. I'm trying to think. Well, I guess I could have just went in that way. forgot what that map was, but it was only brought out in FS19, right? I think it was FS19. And it did not get carried over. But that was a good Texas map. That was actually pretty good. Trying to remember what it was called. Does anybody remember what the big Lebowski map was? It's not ringing a bell to me. So what I'm going to actually do this time is I'm going to drive this one right up first. Get that tarp open. Unload the back one, because then I can back up and then it's easier to still pivot out that feed. The feed leg. That is, for some reason, West Texas. Maybe that's what it was called, West Texas, right? Yeah, West Texas. And then he had a name that kind of like picked on the Big Lebowski. And now, what we can do is look over there, and that's done loading. We'll just shut it down. I don't know why I'm getting the Massey Ferguson Baylor icon up. Should be showing me the belt feed. Wait. Yeah, I think it was West Texas. I'm looking right now. Because I think we created a multiplayer with it. Exactly. And you had a lot of the unique field structures too. So you had a lot of the round. There we go. A lot of the round fields. Oh, no. I knew that was going to happen. Duff that one. I feel like this doesn't go back all the way. At least the feed level of this. Like this right here, I feel we can open it and then it never goes back to where it was because we're pretty much backing up straight. That, yes, that 2 water pivots, that was the first of the kind for that. It just had a lot of nice features to it. Speaking of features, can I get around here? So I'm thinking we're gonna park this right here. And let's see what else we got new in the store. Nothing. What do we want for a cultivator? So we have a Magnum 400, 435 horse. Let's scoop down here. We have the Sunflower, Super Chisel. Yeah, that initial mod, you're using the one that was on part of the, Randy, I'm going to assume from the PV guys. I think it's what they call it. They still do some maps, like PV Canyon and all that. But I do remember theirs started having issues in like the last year of FS19, and then Farm Sim Gaming Crew and all that kind of came in and created their little app, which I think, you know, really took it to the next level, which is how it usually goes. Somebody creates something and then it's expanded on. So there's nothing really standing out in there to me. We could still work in progress. Somebody is Retro Modding is actually making this from scratch. I've got some old stickers on it, but this is what I was using in FS22. Might have to break this old girl out, but that's a lot of horsepower we do not have. Sunflower, obviously the Summers. Landau's nice. 355, 300. So these are all kind of fitting what we need for horsepower. That one's 550 to get 12.8. That one's 600. See, it's crazy to me that Kinsey's 615. I wonder why. So we got a couple options there. So he didn't make it back to me. Should be just around this bend. And I see him actually on the tree line, blended right in. Yeah, it was like my issue, Randy, with the mod switcher from the PV guys that I had was I had a second hard drive that I was putting a lot of my mods on so they didn't take the main hard drive up. And I almost lost all my mods at one point because similar thing. Didn't ruin the save, but it just couldn't register the game and the mods together for some reason. And then I ended up actually trying to default remove the mods to clean the mod folder. And I happened to catch it. Then after that I switched over. The FS game guys were making something similar, and I've stuck with it since. Used it all through FS22, use it now. I mean, I find so many mods that are not compatible or not really done well. It kind of points out where you're going to have issues, whether it be on multiplayer or just playing in general. It'll conflict with other mods. Let's hop in a mod hub for a second. I do want to kind of see something. Now we're talking about it. Let's get a look here. Rocky Mountain is back. That's not console. See, all the best maps do go back to like February. We're gonna find out. Yeah, the mod assistant works so much better. The mod switcher was a good, like I said, an initial good program. And then, you know, you start to get some of those people who have a better background in it. And, you know, you look at like Thunder. Thunder, what he does is crazy to me. How easy he can rip through and figure things out. Like, he is good at what he does. Let's hop into mods, latest category, North American. Oak Bridge, that's another one that came out by Oxygen David. Oak Bridge. New Endeavor and the Silver Force within your Courtright, which is a Canadian map by FSG Modding and Devar. The Almonds Missouri. Walker Farms is out, but to me, that's just too big wide open. You never really get into that in previous versions. Sharon Center, I think people have talked up a little bit. Tony Mipp, I think, and Schultz did that one. Using it a map I've seen a few people on. Arkansas, I have not seen too many people actually playing Arkansas. I've seen a lot of people actually say that it's not to that design, but I don't know if the actual modder or map maker is from there. Gandenthal. Trucker Matsy's, Waseca County, Minnesota is up there. I mean, if you ever want a big farm, I think any of Taylor Farms maps or Michigan kind of do that for me, for console. Let's go back. Go to categories. Let's go to categories, European maps. So nothing really stands out here. At least not right now. It's a lot of the repeat maps we've seen. You know, FS19, I was playing a lot of the Polish maps because those are pretty intriguing. And they had a lot of unique crops at that time. Lavender, onions, different beets. I'm trying to think what else. But there was options. I thought he'd be further up the hill here, but we sat there and chatted. He didn't come. Got 2 wetlands, and this one's probably 3, so. Pond's pretty lower right now, actually. Usually it's right up to the edge, so nice to see that down. That's how dry things have been for us. Oh, North Dakota. So is that not crazy? Without the realistic weather, like the amount of snow you still get in that map? The fog and snow blew my mind. What month are you in, Scorpion? November, December, or are you already on the next year? Yeah, this is, I didn't realize it now, this tractor is a little loud. We're gonna crank it down a couple more decibels. Oh, took the corner right through. Might be able to top this off on the back stretch here. How far back we going? I always feel like they back right up into me. And just before I take the crop out. They backed up just to not take anything. Goes the spin. I wonder if me being close freaks out these workers. So not too bad, but you probably saw a fair amount of snow then. I'm just gonna run these corn sacks over. I think once they get to the corner down here and go to start running back down, I'll do an unload. You know, it's flagging me now, so I think I might be getting some good yields. That's 80%. That is not 80%. Look at that, we're getting the glitch again where it shows that it's full but not full. So we'll let it get around this corner, and no. So we have the glitch again. Not to be annoying, yeah. That's why I think it's... I'm trying to think who made the Provost snowblowers, but those things are a beast in this game. They made it like within the first couple months of the game coming out. And then they've just been kind of working on the construction packs since. But that was a very good. I'm just gonna. I don't know why I didn't think to do this when we were pulling up. This actually is good timing. This is really good timing. How often does this happen? Finally, something aligned for us. Something aligned. Love to see that. Right, let's back it up. There we go. I think we can probably. I mean, there's still a little bit of field left. I was gonna bump the time up, but I don't know if that'll be enough. I think we go to 2x. I don't know what we want. What do we want for tillage? That's the question. I mean, disc arrows are pretty solid take 9 times out of 10. You can try to get that on sale, which would be probably ideal. Being in the Fury is $143,000. I need to adjust that price a little bit. That's not that. Actually, the tillage disc here for John Deere is 147, 33 feet, so that might be right. It comes and goes, Randy. It comes and goes. I still don't know why, but I feel like all this started happening when straw harvest updates went out. Or the DLC build up to it happened. I think something with that is causing it. That's just my opinion. Get the good old Landau. That's always a good ride. So, you know what? Let's go. We're going to set the fee. Continuous search. Yeah, we only need extended search. Find us one of those. Go to case till. The financing mod still in this saved folder. That's not what I wanted. We gotta take that out. We do not want those going hand in hand, because as we learned, it will double charge you. Scorpion, just look at it this way. They can go right to the grocery store, and you don't have to freeze them in the plant now. You just put them in the bag, seal the bag, and put them in the freezer section at the grocery store. What else could we possibly go for? I guess maybe a Somers. This one's telling me it's 11. I don't buy it. Do we think it's actually 11 meters? Find used, extend. All right. We've got options on the table. That's the important thing right now. We have options on the table. Harvesting peas with snow on the ground. It's wild. Oh, we're running our lines. And we're not going to have much corn when we get to the end. I don't think. Oh yeah, it's given the glitch. There's got to be another way besides leaving the game to get that glitch to go away. Ooh, nice. Did not know they could be used. Did you add that into the mod, or is that an option that it came with to throw peas in there? Yeah, we missed the hour mark. I was supposed to say at the hour. If you're chilling out in here and you're enjoying it, go ahead, smash the like button. If you're over on Twitch, think about giving the channel a follow. The goal is, before the end of September, to be at 25 followers there. hopefully we hit 1400 on YouTube. That's the goal. Whether that comes to fruition, well, that is to be seen. Let's say we got a consistent 9 in here right now. We got 9 likes, so thank you guys for hitting those like buttons. A couple new followers, appreciate it. Gotta watch Green Creek Farms new episode after too. Oh yeah, it's filling up. Let's jump over here. Yep, Farming Outlaw was the new one tonight. Appreciate the join. I did forget to go through and share the Twitch and a few other Discords as well, but we'll get to it another time. I should do one night, I should do a dedicated stream on one side or the other. Because Twitch you can listen to whatever you want essentially during the stream, I think. And I think they reopened it. I know they talked about some, what is it, DMCAs going into effect, and they pulled it back. That's what I used to like about watching Lego Farms. It was just all the music selection. He had that little bot that allowed you to request your song. He always had Pleasant View Farms in there requesting Barbie World. Then I saw Squatch the other day had Pink Pony. I wonder if this will be enough to top that truck off. I'm also wondering if we're going to have an issue turning around here by that truck there. Really? I'm gonna try not to get cut up here in the header. There's just no way. Oh, I see. I see. It's the shed. Huh. There's a clip on the shed. Okay, I solved that then. It was the shed, not that. That's the only reason I moved it, to keep it on track. Yeah, I've seen canola, I've seen oat wheat with sugar beets to give them like a superfood. But it's good to know that there's a P1 out there. But that equipment can be expensive. Yeah, what is the price on harvesting peas for equipment? It's up there, isn't it? We unload this all in. 135 liters now. Yeah, alright, that's fine, that's fine. I wonder if that shed's gonna be a problem again. We don't have to throw the tarp on because we're not going far. Swing right back into the yard. Another 40, almost 41,000 liters going back in. See, with the backup camera, this would make this fun. And better mirrors. I will say that looked better with the Mercedes DLC, that the mirrors looked a little more responsive. Back that up. I just butchered this. And butchered it. There we go. Just gotta swing it. Alright, that should be close enough. Get in there, swing it over. Probably would help if I, is that not gonna work? There we go. Like, I'm definitely 100%. Should be where I need to be. Why should I go in? Great trailer, by the way. The Merit trailer by OLS Modding and Mapping. So maybe as you can see, oh, I can't see it by flap. Oh, I guess you can kind of see it right there in this angle. All right. So that one is good to go. Can I swing this? Oh, yes. That right there is perfecto. That right there was perfect. That might be our new angle going in there. Just like that, because we're able to get both in one swing, which is good. Corn sounds a little wet though. Pumping along to get it up there. Why should there be a counter showing what's being fed through? Or at least, I'd probably get something put on the truck, display or something. Alright, so now we want to swing all the way out. Now it's going to magically hit the truck. It did. See what I'm saying? Every time, it's like it gets caught on pivot again. So now, what I've got to do for our solution is we're just going to kick this out like so. If I can get around the pivot here. There we go. And perfecto. We're going to park a little further up because the harvester was didn't look where we were before. Which should be good here. These gears kicking in. Yeah, the 400 Magnum is pretty loud. I'm looking right now, even from here, so we zoom in. I mean, I've got that shut down quite a bit on the decibels. Wow, there's a lot of patches in this tier. This was not a flex head. I could have sworn we had one. So I'm gonna go to the garage and look at that actually. Did we not buy? No, we bought the standard and enjoy that cake for me, Scorpion. And Ramrod, who, you know, is on a budget, and I'm able to get that cake. I went right over the Tiger. Tiger's 49. 7.5 meters though. So we're not moving because I was here. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's going to be another hour. Usually some stuff will cycle in. So we're going to have to go right up this and clean all this up. Unfortunately. I was hoping to get these fields knocked out tonight, but switch over here. We got 30 minutes on this field. So we might be able to squeeze it out. Well, I say that. This field is how many acres? 15 harvestable? This one is 15. So about the same amount of time. It's interesting that when you click on one, okay, they all kind of shade out like that. All right. So that might not be what we get. I mean, the plan is, I think, to top over and do this field. 29, knock it out. A lot of contracts starting to pop up. That's a tough little field. Field 11 for David. $32,000 though. Field 36 soybeans. 30.52. And yeah, very cool concept. I tested it out. You do have to drive into the Chula co-op a certain way. Otherwise, it will just sell it for you and you will get money. But if you're doing a contract, you have to drive into it and you have to weigh out. So it's something we will keep in mind going forward. And using the scale and testing the loads. Interesting. I haven't put the tarp on this, but it definitely sounds like there's something with fill planes that's been damaged. And I think it comes back to the straw harvest. Because Randy, didn't you say you were having a lot of issues after straw harvest came out too? Without even using it yet? Because I haven't used it, but I'm noticing I'm getting a lot of the same problems. I think it was a hidden patch that was out there. Going through the wrong cycle here. It's definitely filling up quicker now. Cole Farms. How's it going? Hopefully you are having a great weekend. Had a good week. Glad to have you in here. There we go. So I would check something there. So there's a camera for you. I wonder if he's gonna keep missing all these strips down through here, all the way through this washout. Going the wrong way. $27 still. Ooh. Trucking along though. Trucking along. That's what we get. We got a small operation. Oh. I haven't had that happen yet, but yeah, it sounds like it could have either been a bad mod or, like I said, I've noticed a lot of people have stopped using straw harvest already. Has anybody else in here been using straw harvest? Because I've seen a lot of other people stop using it, which tells me that it's conflicting more than what they want to say. Again, not trying to bash them, because I think it's a great mod. And maybe it's also just the use reason, but I've seen a lot of people kind of break away from it. And like I said, I remember in FS22 it took like a couple months before it was like in line with everything else in the game. I'm wondering if that's what's kind of happening again. Very nice scorpion. A little ice cream to top it off. Yeah, Randy. like I said, I've seen some of the bigger guys that, you know, have a lot of mods when they stream and stuff. You don't see the straw harvest anymore in their stuff. So I'm thinking there's just a bug in it or something that's just fighting with the current Giants engine. Is that work we're doing here? I'm gonna skim off these rows on the back way. Trying to back scoop. Come on. There we go. Now I should drive up. Gonna work these rows back in. Yeah, Scorp, that's kind of my thing. Like I said, the concept's there, it's nice. But for what I do and the way I play Farm Sim, it's never really gonna be something that I'll do. It's just one of those DLCs. If I had to pay for it, I'd probably never try it. I mean, in a way too, I kind of feel the same way about the Mercedes-Benz DLC. I think it is very well done. I think Giant's problem was they allowed high quality models to be put on the mod hub before they released the DLC, and the only difference breaker that I really saw in Farm Sim Guy's trailer breakdown of it, or teaser breakdown, was the cameras. The backup cameras. They had nothing in it really said, wow, this is, you know, next level. And they are good models. But the problem is they allowed modders to release models of that same builds on Mod Hub that are also good looking models. And I would say, like, Versatile, love that. That was definitely, I mean, that was a given. What's another one? Which is, okay, so interesting. I took the M7, or M8, might have been M8. No, M7. Yeah, it was the M8, never mind. Took the M8 and FS25 when it first came out, because Nat Space came, and made it into a Versatile Nemesis. Looked good to go, and then, you know, changed up a lot of things. Obviously, the baseline stuff was still Giants, but, you know, there's a lot of models. Submitted to them, they said they could not accept the model, and they really weren't given a definition of why, and then, bam, it came out that Versatile is back in the game, which we all knew was coming, because with all the Versatile they released in FS22 and all the stuff they support for modders for Versatile, you knew it had to come. And with it not being base game, it kept you on your toes. Well, Sea Scorpion though, a lot of them won't be able to touch it. I mean, you'll see non-mod hub versions of it, because somebody's going to backwards engineer the mod, find out how it was done, and kind of break that DLC. So I see that coming. But I don't think we'll see it. I think it'll be like Silver Springs. We won't see it till later down the road before modders can actually do anything with it. But I thought there was somebody in FS22 that kind of brought that along already and kind of had the backward camera. Because there was a mod too that somebody had it where you could put a camera on the pipes and stuff too. Because I used to use it on the harvesters. Oh yeah, Ramrod? You got a map idea? Map making is not an easy thing to do. Still working on a map that's been well into like 2 years of making. Takes a lot of time. guess I could have went that way. Yeah, Randy, that's the thing too, like, we don't see a lot, like, the Unimogs, but the Unimogs will fit, you know, the Highlands map well, and I think that's part of the catch there. Is he going to, this could be interesting, we're going to try something here. I've never had the AI stop where it did. Oh, don't snap. Try not to take the corn out of here. I did not hear that in the live stream the other day they had for it, but I have seen other people say that they have said it will be released to modders. And that's why I think it's actually based off the script that we saw in FS22 that was on Mod Hub that somebody dropped, where you could set up camera points on different vehicles. I have a feeling if that's the case, then they'll definitely turn around and drop it for everybody. But if it's something they came up with behind the doors at the lab, well, we probably won't see it for a year or two before they make it public. The one thing you can guarantee, Scorpion, which I think you can guarantee, don't quote me on this, is with the DLC, anytime there's an update, you shouldn't see errors. Where the other mods, you probably will. But I think one of the people they let put the Mercedes-Benz tractor in, I think they've been releasing that in every game. I think I saw. Back to like FS12 or FS13. Which is crazy to think somebody's been modding through the lines, bringing in the same tractor every FS game. Definitely filling up on corn. Over here. Did we get lucky? No. Tanker. We have no livestock. No deer coming out. We're having the evening now. 5:21 game. Nice. I think that's one of the first places I ever saw Unimod was actually Hot Wheels. You go into like a Walmart and pick up the Hot Wheels, and there it is. So we're gonna have to definitely clean up some of this. This is not acceptable. We just missed another section, so we definitely gotta get like a flex set or something. We're gonna have to clean up all this. Probably, I don't know, because if I had ran him the other way, still gonna miss him. Just how deep that sits there. Very nice. Yeah, I think they used to be way back in the original Hot Wheels, because I'm pretty sure I've seen them as a kid. That's where I kind of knew what they were before. It was always one of the things is like growing up as a kid, you have little die-cast tractors. It just kind of sat on the side. Man, I wish once he maybe starts doing the up and downs on this side, I might be able to cut in to the vehicle and clean up this stuff right here. So that's gonna bug me. That's a lot of corn being left out. Too much corn being left out. Literally just go right down. I don't have to go across each way, that'll be the catch. But we can do that. See how he jumps into it. Is he gonna go straight up here? Is he gonna run off to the left side and work that? So if he's gonna go straight in, see if he can catch up and jump on here. About. Back it up. So we are glitching. Or it's not showing our fill plane on top. Gotta figure out what that is. Exactly. I was actually having that talk with my spouse about that stuff has changed. It's very light, cheap plastic now. Kind of blows my mind. Dude, back then, those things were built to last. Come on. Alright, let's see if we can get up and down in these rows. Try to clean a lot of this up. Instead of turning back and forth, let's just jump right across. And I mean, I know pricing has changed a lot too. But the price of those die-cast now, which actually they're not even die-cast, they're just plastic. They put them under die-cast, but there's like 2 die-cast pieces on it. But the prices of them now are crazy for what a small set is. I feel like $25 you could build a whole farmyard, and now you're lucky if you get a tractor and a wagon and a 1x32. Alright, feeling better now that we're cleaning this up, because that would have been annoying. Kind of like that other field. That whole end piece is still there, which we'll have to figure out, because if it's not really allowing us to harvest there because it's too deep in that corner, I may just mow it over and leave some grass. Alright, let's not too far. Unload what we got here. And put this back on track to do what it was doing. And we will take this because we can go top that truck off, get that truck unloaded, and by that time we should be just about done this field. Got all our lights on. Especially if they have issues with the tree. Oh, there goes sun. Sun is definitely down beyond the valley now. Should say it's outside the valley, over the hill. Let's walk around here. Once they're ready and topped off. Well, not fully topped off, but that's alright. I thought I had other light options here. Guess I do not. So what you're telling me is, Scorpion, you held out until there's only a few left. Only a few dishes to do. Is that what you're telling me? Because I think that's what you're telling me. Alright, let's see if we can do this again. It won't be as good as the first time, I don't think. Make sure we get the right section hit. Get those lights on. Those lights on. Should be good right there. Should have left the engine lights on. You know what? This one's not going to work out the way we worked the other one out. We are too far up on it. Which is unfortunate, but it happens. But that's alright. So what we'll do now, once that's empty, we can just slot it right back. Oh, there we go. Well, look at that big moon over there. I think I've ever seen that on a map, actually. I'm trying to think if I have. Very nice, Randy. Sorry, I missed that too. Well, delayed response, trying to get this set up. And see? Did it again. Like, why? Is there a way to, like, lift this pivot? No, that's... That's that. Yeah, no way to really pivot it. Of course, now I'm going to be too far back. Need to remind myself. There you go. Just a little brush. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. That did move it anyway. So you know what? What might actually be happening is that this could be sliding. We're gonna adjust it. Because it shouldn't have actually pulled the way it did. So I think this actually is sliding. There we go. Maybe if we lock it right down into there like that, that should be a solution going forward. So it looks like we're missing a couple again. It's gonna be a massive turn around here, but that's what we gotta do. See, my light stayed on for this one, which I appreciate. I don't know why they stayed on, but they stayed on. Our harvester is not moving. I guess that needs to be unloaded and I don't get the alert. Right around here. See if we got anything yet. No, still no cultivators or harrows. See, Scorpion, usually I'm not the one cooking, so I have to clean the dishes. It's the trade-off. Six minutes here. We'll break into that other cornfields over there. Or sorry, right there. Did it miss? Just this section right here. Got through there just fine. Ah, I see. This is the color code calendar style assignment. Hey Nate, appreciate you joining the channel. Welcome. We're just harvesting on Ray County right now, getting our corn crops. I'm a little worried if we're gonna make it to getting all the harvesting done. I should turn the time down a little bit. I mean, it's 6 o'clock, but in game, but we are cutting it close. That's for sure. We try to help out some neighbors with soybeans. So Nate, how often do you play Farm Sim? And what maps are you playing? I guess that's a better question. What maps are you playing? What was key to know what everybody's playing? I did see somebody the other day. I don't know. It might have been in the Farm Sim Discord. The actual Giants Discord. Not the Giants Discord, just Farm Sim. But the official one, I'm going to pronounce this map so wrong, Junta and Pana. But the Japanese map, a person has been playing it since day one. They have over 850 hours playing it. That's the only map they played because they've enjoyed it so much. And yes, they are a rice farmer. But they had, I'm trying to find it right now. They had screenshots, they had video clips. So they don't have a channel. And I feel like that person, I mean, I think Giants deserves to give them partner status or something for that. To play that many hours on just one map. You know, maybe they're joking, but I don't think they were. Because they were showing screenshots of it and just impressive. I mean, I think I'm at 540 hours on Farming 722. I haven't really set up auto driving horseplay yet. That's where I really rack up the hours, is when I can walk away and let the game kind of run. I personally, and I know a lot of people probably won't agree, I enjoyed Riverbend Springs. I think that was one of their best starting maps. Elm Creek was nice with its layout in FS22, but it didn't really, to me, it didn't really have the feel it was going for. They were kind of like confused on the American aspect. I'm not saying it was terrible. Elm Creek just felt like it was, hey, we're giving you that big American feel, but we're not going to add a lot of American styles to it. That's what I do too, Scorp. I go through and I try them all. I do a lot of the little challenge. I think that's part of the reason why they put the challenges in. So people like me will jump on it and try to beat the challenge. So I'm going to just do a direct load, I think, here. And then I'm going to try to sneak across the yard. And hope it works out. I don't know why I just thought of barbecue ribs. Just came out of nowhere. I love them. Just not a fan of how long they take to cook sometimes. Alright. Knock that out. Let's head over here and get that other one started. Well, a couple of these stocks down. Another 15-acre field. We'll see how it works out. Probably not going to finish this tonight's stream with the size of this field. I could be wrong. Let's clear it up. Field work going. Scorpion style. Alright, another field knocked off. Getting there. Guess I got some corn back here. Ooh, there you go. The moment you go outside, you can always smell it. Look at this one parked over here. Still got plenty of room there. I'm not going to bring the truck back yet. want to see how far this harvester gets around. Our yield, not the greatest. Not the worst. But could use a little TLC next time around in these fields. I gotta go get something from the parts store today. Somebody near that parts store was doing a full-on barbecue because you could smell the hamburgers, barbecue chicken, everything. Yeah, this field goes all the way down to the road. So we'll have 6 hours to do this field, and let's hop up here. Field 45 is 3.6 acres of harvesting. So that field should not take too long. And I mean, technically, corn we can harvest November, December. It should not wither anyway, but I like to get it done. I haven't really tested the wither capabilities in FS25. I try not to let it get to that stage. Holy smokes. No pun intended. 150 turkeys. That is a lot of turkeys to smoke. Randy, what size usually are the turkeys? 15? 20? Yeah, don't they know Scorpion, is the barbecue master in the area? This 400 really is loud compared to the base game ones. I mean, it's still crazy 150 birds, but that sounds a little more manageable when they're that size. Yeah, I've done the barrel style turkeys. I've done grill. I'm trying to think of other ways of trying to never smoke them fully. But we did the old, what I call the trash can cooking method, where you dig a hole in the ground, put the barrel over it, and you rotate it every now and then. See, brisket, I actually just saw, I don't know why thinking of brisket made me think of this. But an interesting way to do potatoes. I gotta look it up. Hold on. I'll tell you guys what this one is. I saved it on the Instagram. I thought I did. They're tater brick bites. They look like pork belly. Like the bottom of, like a burnt end pork belly, the little slices, everything. There we go. We made it. Not all even. A little over half. 2/3 of the way we made it around the field. They can probably take one more load. Actually, no, you know what? We didn't top off the front of that, so we can actually probably take 3 dumps into this one. Or right by the fire anyway though, so it's not too bad. My one friend smokes a lot of different meats. Polish family, so everything from, you know, sausages all the way through. I just never really got into the smoking side of it just because a time constraint maybe. I'm more of the sauce guy. I like to marinate them sauce, throw it on the grill. Now see, I would go get the barbecue food that somebody spent, you know, a day or two smoking. And then I would take, you know, eat some there, take some leftovers home, and then make like a grilled pizza and throw it on that. And that was always tasty. I thought I had AI destruction tracks on, but maybe I don't. Judging by the harvester not leaving any. See, that's another thing that I don't really do is charcoal. You guys are gonna laugh at me, but just doing it for a while and just got done with it. But I also wasn't cooking a lot of steaks, which I guess is probably the difference. Hamburgers, hot dogs, you can get away with the gas, I think. But a steak is solid on charcoal grills. Probably need more. They're only at 50% in here. Jump into the harvester for a little bit as we continue to open this up. Another glitch. That should be, I mean, actually, no. There's only 5.43 liters, so we shouldn't see it, but that is frustrating. The failed planes are disappearing. We'll do some more research, post in a few discords, and see who else has come across it. Yeah, for me, propane just is more convenient. But like I said, when it comes to steaks, charcoal is good for that. If you're putting sweet corn on the grill, definitely charcoal. There you go. Never did pizzas on charcoal. Definitely if I did get a charcoal grill again, I'd probably try that. But they work pretty well on propane. See, I always wonder with some of these like Traegers and the new ones where they have like 3 different options of what you can do. I always wonder how well those play together. Scorpion, I think we talked about this a couple of years ago, but do you remember how big that became? Like everybody was trying to get the outdoor pizza ovens. It was like during the whole 2020, 2021 time. Yeah, Randy, the Traeger ones are pretty impressive. Those are the ones, I mean, those are obviously the big ones out there right now. But those seem to be like ahead of the rest of the market as far as the little things. But they're so expensive. Like if I was somewhere where I could grill every day, you know, for the entire year, you know, I would spend that much on a grill. But, I mean, previous summers we were grilling probably twice a week, and now I feel like we've grilled maybe a handful of times, if that, this year. Keep clicking the wrong key there. Still a lot of traffic. It is 6 o'clock in the game, so people probably head home from work. Scorpion, you just gotta build that little, like, what do they call it, the rock counter where everything's built into it. You got a pizza oven in the middle. One side you got a smoker, the other side you got a grill. Yeah, I would say there's definitely 2 months here that we can't grill in New England, for sure, because it's just the frigid temperatures with wind, and that's the kicker. But if you wanted to brave it and give it a little longer time, you could probably still grill 10 months out of the year, at least here. But once you hit those 2 months, which is usually January, February, where it's just a mixture of rain, snow, and heavy winds, and it's freezing, no thanks. The harvester. It is behind us. And it needs to be unloaded. But I see it right there. Almost done the second headland. So I should be able to unload the truck again with this. Nice. Very nice, Scorpion. Just like quite a little movement by the harvester there, unloading. Sure, Scorpion. Yes, covered patio helps, but yeah, in New England, you just get that sideways wind with snow, and it's just no bueno. That is true, Randy. It does stay pretty warm down there. I'm gonna swing the top off the front. We'll back it up. And fill the back. What the light out here, though. That moon is huge. But I like the glow over here in the skylight. Very nice. We do need to put a little more lights in, or a few more lights in over here. Probably different next to the bins. And there we go. So we'll get this unloaded. Try not to hit it again. I'm gonna unload. Question is, can I get this tight enough to unload without even having to get out of the truck? Nope. Nope. I already watched it. If Trucker Mike was on, he'd be very disappointed. There we go. Just about got it. I should really just purchase the drive over. So everybody see, yes, we're halfway under, right? We'll see how this goes. We're lined up. Yeah, it's one of the things I always forget to do, Scorpion, is always take care of the lighting. And then it catches up to me when I ripping through the yard. I'm actually wondering where the bins are going to be at. Let's go take a gander at our bin. So we're getting quite a bit. We're going to have over 200,000 liters of corn, which is good. I'm happy with that. We'll hop in here. Once it's empty, we can try to get it as far out of the way again. Even though we've learned every time it doesn't want to do that. And see, it does shift us over when I move that. And there we go. Hung up and it slid us over. Remember you saying that you used to always skip the evenings? Well, we got out of that one better than we did last time. Only problem is I'm driving in the wrong way. Speaking of working in the dark, still feels pretty dark. Alright, let's get over to the other field. Harvester must be close. Yep, there it is. We're gonna do something crazy right now. Ooh, yes. Those flood nights in FS19, those were gems. The floodlights were nice. I know exactly what you're talking about, Randy. The ones in FS19, I love building with. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up behind this truck and continue to load. There we go. All right. So we still got 37 minutes. Yeah, they just don't make a lot of those little details. I think they're just kind of up for the modders now, but nobody's really making those. I should actually go back and see if there's a way to bring those over, because those were some good ones. You're still trucking right along. 550,000 in the bank. Let's take a gander. They added another 3650. I feel that tractor pops up far too often. Let me guess. It came off the top of our list and then ended up on the bottom of the list again. Of course. That's too funny. What we need to do for the streams is we need to get a couple badges set up for live streams. We need to get a outro set up. Probably should set up the notifications for the new subscribers. I'm starting to see more and more. Now next week, I believe I will be live streaming Friday and Saturday night. Double check. Isn't it? No. Maybe the week after. Week after, definitely gonna do back to back. The 20th, I think. One more unload and then I would probably call it. A little exhausted. The other thing I noticed though, speaking of the lights, some of them though, I noticed the vehicle lights are better, but I do feel like a lot of the lights just don't go as far or brighten up the area that they used to. Even in my old RAN series, I feel I had to place a couple extra lights here and there to lighten up the yard, and that's why I haven't done too much yard or too much field work and stuff at night, because driving through the yard is still not well lit. Alright, so we'll unload and puts us at a 2.5 hour mark. Not bad, not the 3 hours back-to-back nights everybody got the other weekend. We made a return. But I'm pretty happy with what we got done tonight. Got another 30 minutes of harvesting on this that we can start next time we get online. And hopefully we get a cultivator to work with too. There was, you're right, Scorpion, but I still felt some of the default lights came out pretty nice. And I'm not talking like the base game, more like the mod hub ones. But I feel like now you see them like it's a very small spectrum. This in the truck. And I will leave you all with the intro song as an outro. Like I said, we'll get this dumped in and that will most likely be it for tonight. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Fair amount of likes tonight. Appreciate that traffic. So thank you all. Thanks for the amount of people that stopped and visited. I'm going to leave you with a wonderful intro song created by AI. Have a good night, everybody.
Oh, Farmer Tez, he works the land with a joystick, not a plow in hand. Cows and pixels, corn in rows. He's the king where the Wi-Fi flows. Farmer Tez, the virtual king, harvest dreams with a digital swing. Clicking and tapping, watching it grow. Farmer Tez, you reap what you code.